Thank you for everyone who has attended so far this Moving Through Menopause webinar. This is a webinar on how to live well through midlife as a woman, okay? And a little bit about what you will learn today is the stages of menopause, the range of symptoms one may experience in this life stage, and the keys of thriving during this life stage, and how you can get started with your personalized menopause plan. Okay, so a little bit about me. Who the heck is this Michelle person? So I'm a straight-sized white woman, cisgender, so I was born female, identify as a woman. I am able-bodied, so I don't have any physical disabilities. I used to play soccer, and I've acquired some knee injuries and have had 2 knee surgeries since playing soccer. Over the pandemic, I've developed sciatica, which is a real pain in the butt, pun intended there. And I use strength training to help manage that condition. I love dogs, I love nature, I love adventure, and I have a Bachelor of Arts in Kinesiology from York University, and I also have a postgraduate certificate in wellness coaching, which led me to become a registered kinesiologist and really dial in over the last 2 years, focusing on helping women. So I'm a women's health and movement coach as well. For those of you who are joining, be sure to mute your microphone and also turn off your video just for recording purposes. Now, it would be silly if we didn't acknowledge this. I don't know if you see this. There's an elephant in the room. Now, it is important to know, I personally have not experienced menopause yet. Now, just as a heart surgeon doesn't necessarily need to have experience with having heart surgery themselves, I have professional experience helping women through this life stage, and I have also pursued further education in women's health and will continue to. Helping the ladies out there is my biggest passion. And also, there is a lack of accurate information and support and resources on this health topic that I realized in the field, even health and medical professionals aren't equipped with the education and the knowledge how to support women through this life stage specifically. And many women report not having this trusted source for support and guidance. So seeing women thrive in this life stage and coaching them through it really, really lights me up. Now, I want to hear from you. What comes to your mind when you hear the word menopause? So I want you to use your fingers, type it in the chat, first word that comes to your head. Let's put those to the keyboard. Aging, scary, mood swings, bloating. Yes, all valid. Weight gain, that's a common one. We will definitely touch on that today, Karen. Thanks for sharing. So, very common things. It doesn't sound like the most pleasant life experience during this stage. Dread, confusion, exhaustion, powerlessness, stress, frustration. Menopause can have this reputation of being a very dreadful life phase that a lot of women wish that they could just press fast forward on. And now with this, we can understand why many women scour the internet for quick solutions. So although menopause may look like, again, having the hot flashes, joint pain, weight gain, troubles concentrating, difficulty sleeping, not feeling comfortable in your body, maybe with the extra weight that you've gained during this life stage. Many women in this period often push through and suffer because they feel like they don't have any other option, or maybe they don't feel heard by their doctor. A lot of my clients have even told me, doctors have just said, oh, it's menopause, it just is what it is. And I feel my clients really feel lost and unsupported and often hopeless. And I really do feel women deserve better. No matter what age you are, I want to thank you for joining today. Your curiosity shows that you really care about your health and you're eager to learn more about women's wellness. And I want you to know, everyone, we have the power to change the menopause story. What if we challenge this unhelpful reputation of menopause aging, being old, weight gain. What if we think of it in a different light? Perhaps a stage full of growth, strength, health, empowerment, and possibility. And you're probably like, Michelle, this sounds a little far-fetched. Well, actually, I need you to know it is possible. Now, like many things in life, there's a lot, we can't control. And boo, that sucks. When it comes to our health and menopause, believe it or not, there is a lot, but we can control when it comes to our lifestyle behaviors and how we view this life stage, which can really change the trajectory of how well you live during this time point. So yay, that rocks. That's great to hear. Now, there are different stages of menopause. So we have premenopause, where we have no menopausal symptoms. We have regular periods and we can become pregnant. It says less than 38 years old. Some people actually enter, we're staying with premenopause, less than 38 years old. And I want you to be mindful, these ages, they're rough estimates, they can vary. Next, we head into perimenopause, which is when the menopausal symptoms actually begin. This is also known as the menopausal transition. You have irregular periods. You can still become pregnant. This can last between 4 and 18 years, and some of my clients have been in this phase for 14 years. Then we hit menopause. This is when your ovaries stop producing eggs. You have no period for 12 consecutive months, okay? Ranges from 48 to 52. Again, I've also seen menopause last up until 55 with some of my clients. Then we hit postmenopause. So you're over that 12-month period where you haven't had a period. You will remain in this life stage for the rest of your life. Now, this is a time where women are more vulnerable to age-related conditions like sarcopenia, osteoporosis, and heart disease. We'll touch on those very soon. So as some of the ladies in the group mentioned, some symptoms include, changes in your period, dry skin, changes in your body composition, incontinence, hair thinning, vaginal dryness, anxiety, heart palpitations. There are probably symptoms that you've experienced that maybe aren't even listed on this. So I want you to know that although these symptoms normally start in perimenopause, they can actually become intensified during the menopause stage, depending on the person. And you can see different symptoms affect the body and mind in different ways. And the key thing to remember here is that every woman is different. What you experience and how you respond to it will be unique to you. So your outlook and your perspective of what you're going through can hugely impact how you feel during this time. So what causes these symptoms? So we know gradually the ovaries produce less estrogen well into our 40s here, and therefore our ovaries will stop releasing eggs during the last 2 years of perimenopause there. And then that's when the drop in estrogen actually accelerates even faster. Now, as a result, symptoms such as hot flashes occur from those decrease in estrogen levels. Now, in our body's response to this, our glands will release higher amounts of other hormones, which affect the brain's thermostat, which causes your body's temperature to fluctuate and also experience other symptoms, just as we mentioned in the previous slide. Now, the body begins to use energy differently, right? Someone mentioned weight gain. So fat cells change and women may gain weight more easily than they did maybe in their 30s or 20s. Now, why does weight gain happen? And it can feel really soothing, right, to blame our hormones. Estrogen's down sometimes, progesterone, testosterone is affected too. And there is really more to the picture. Weight gain and weight loss resistance are all really common as we get older. And this is why many people could blame weight gain or see weight gain as a midlife female thing related to menopause, and why so many of us blame hormones. Now, that doesn't mean, hormones aren't part of the picture. They are definitely part of the picture. It's about seeing the full picture. right? And even when we're talking about the distribution of fat, menopause can be associated with a shift into where fat is deposited in the body, normally around our abdominal section, what we call belly fat. And researchers have actually tried to use hormone replacement therapy to see if it would stop or slow down fat gain during menopause. And they found that using HRT didn't necessarily make a difference overall in fat gain. However, some studies have shown that it may impact the distribution of where the fat is stored in your body. However, the research is still a little bit murky. And then some women report that they start experiencing water retention as they get older, which makes it feel, or around the belly area, makes us feel puffy, bloated, and larger overall. So that's something to keep in mind. Could be due to hormonal shifts. The exact mechanism is unclear. Now, alongside hormones changing, where is this weight gain coming from then, right? If hormones are part of it, what's the other part of the picture? We have to remember, as we age, we have a tendency to move less and potentially experience more stress with our job, growing children, aging parents. Even with keeping up the same workout and the same eating habits, our bodies inevitably change. A new client I started working with, she expressed frustration, like, why can't I just keep doing what I was doing in my 20s, right? And, with small tweaks and often taking a less is more approach and working smarter and not necessarily harder when it comes to lifestyle change, when it comes to menopause, usually is the key for women in this age group. Now, I want to note that HRT can be effective at relieving certain symptoms, such as, caused by those fluctuating hormones, and it can also be a lifeline. So if you are interested in learning more about HRT and seeing if it's right for you, I recommend consulting with your doctor, because they have your full health history, and it's really about looking at the bigger picture and also remembering lifestyle factors have a tremendous positive impact on our hormones. So I want you to know there is good news when we're talking about lifestyle factors, right? There are different things you can do to help improve your confidence when it comes to your body and genuinely feel better. And you're probably like, Michelle, give me the good stuff. How the heck do we manage, during this life stage that feels like this giant tornado? And it really starts with understanding what you truly want out of menopause. Bet you didn't see that coming. So what this looks like, what is your menopause? What is your wellness vision? Is it playing on the floor with your grandkids without having knee or back pain? I used to live with my grandmother, and as she aged, her strength declined, and she always had troubles opening up water bottles. So maybe it's, maintaining function with opening jars and water bottles. Perhaps it's traveling and carrying your luggage, being able to put it up top in the overhead storage without anyone offering help. Or maybe, skiing, feeling confident in a bathing suit, being able to do physical labor in and outside of the house. Whatever it is, I want you to really think about, what do you want for yourself? And some questions you can ask yourself are, what are my core values when it comes to what I want for my life? If it's family, someone said family, right? If that's important to you, to be able to play with your kids and grandkids, maybe you recognize that you feel tired after a night of going out and maybe having a few drinks. So perhaps cutting back on some alcohol may be helpful to give you the energy that you need to show up for your family. Ask yourself, what does thriving during menopause look like for me? For one of my clients, it was performing well at work, getting a promotion. So for her, she was using TV at night as a way to just have time to herself. And she noticed that was actually affecting her sleep. She was waking up grumpy, and that can make our workday feel a little bit longer than we'd want it to be. When it comes to my lifestyle, what is important for me to be able to do? Perhaps it means engaging in hobbies and social events, right? One of my clients, she lives in the country, and one of her favorite things to do is to go hiking. So for her, it's important to have the strength and stamina to be in nature for long periods. So hiking is very near and dear to her. What do I want my mental, emotional, physical, spiritual health to look and feel like. Maybe you want more peace and tranquility in your life. So engaging in hobbies that help you be in the moment. Maybe it's cooking, like someone mentioned earlier, reading, paddleboarding, whatever helps you bring more calmness and support for your mental health. And lastly, what means the most to me? And am I making decisions in alignment with the things that are important to me? Many of my clients say it's important for me to be healthy because I want to show up for my family. And many of us women find it challenging to put ourselves first, and this is okay. It doesn't have to feel like this forever. Your destination really guides your roadmap. So I want to start this journey together. And with that, there will be 4 stops. Okay, so hop in. The first stop is nutrition. So for nutrition, we focus on small pivots instead of dieting. So it is common for women to try dieting strategies such as eating less, cutting out food groups, maybe trying supplements and cleanses to try and lose weight. I'm here to tell you that it's not necessary to partake in restrictive eating behaviors. Okay, by focusing on small changes, they can improve your energy levels, help you retain or gain muscle mass, support an efficient metabolism, increase meal satisfaction, and contribute to a more restful sleep. And whenever you're confronted with maybe someone is trying something new and you're like, oh, maybe I should try that, I want you to ask yourself, especially when it comes to nutrition, can I keep this strategy for 1 year, 5 years, 10 years down the road? If that's something that is realistic for you, then get after it. If the answer is no, then you might have to think of a more feasible, sustainable approach for you. Which brings me to the first pivot. Consuming enough protein. What's the point of having more protein? Protein processing actually changes with age. It's harder for us women to break down protein, which is why it's important to make sure we're eating enough. It helps us support the building and maintenance of muscle mass, right? Something important that is very crucial for women who live with or can experience sarcopenia with age. It helps us feel full longer, right? So that can help with meal satisfaction, regulating our blood sugar levels, and also prevent us from mindlessly snacking. It also aids in the production of hormones and enzymes, right? Something super important when it comes to regulating those processes on a day-to-day basis. The growth and repair of cells and tissues, right? It helps us recover and repair, especially when it comes to being active and managing a very active lifestyle. So what's the recommendation? 1.2 to 2 grams per kilo of body weight. Now you're like, Michelle, those are just numbers. What does that mean? So a module in the Pivot Your Wellness 4-month program that I run is movement and nutrition. So I just took a screenshot of what this module is like. I developed this module with the dietitian I collaborate with, Rebecca Minchell. So let's say if you're 70 kilos, it looks like based on this, having 85 grams of, let's say, a steak, maybe a can of fish, 3/4 cups of legumes, and maybe an egg for the day. That can be 70 grams of protein. The nutrition pivot number 2, eat plenty of fruits and vegetables. We know they're packed with lots of micronutrients like vitamins and minerals. It promotes regular bowel movements, which can help you reduce that always bloated feeling. And it also adds volume, right? And fiber. And when it comes to your digestion, which can help you feel more satisfied. And because you feel more satisfied with your meals, it will decrease mindless snacking. And I want you to know snacking is welcome. We encourage snacking to be intentional, right? It can be easy to mindlessly eat. So if you find foods that you love eating, incorporate them in ways such as smoothies, stews, dips with chips, fruit bowls, parfaits. And the recommendation is 5 to 7 servings a day. And this is what 1 serving can look like, right? Oops, I went too fast there. half a cup of raw veggies, half a cup of cooked leafy vegetables, 1 cup of raw leafy vegetables, they have more air, and then 1 fruit or half cup of frozen or canned fruit. Beverage intake. Sandra was talking about sangria before we started. Let's talk more about that. So water, number 1, that is drink plenty of it, right? Staying hydrated can help with water retention. Some easy ways to drink more water can be setting a reminder on your phone to prompt you to take a few sips. Having a glass, I love this one, like by your desk or maybe after you brush your teeth. If you take vitamins or supplements, that's another way to incorporate more water. Also, choose a drinking cup that you actually enjoy drinking out of, right? That will increase your inclination to drink more. Now, alcohol, we have to be careful because it can worsen menopause symptoms because it affects blood flow regulation, which can lead to hot flashes. And it can also interfere with sleep quality. And in the long term, alcohol can decrease your ability to recover from exercise, which is something that actually becomes very important as we age. And some women are more affected, by alcohol than others. So really tune into your body and see. Next is caffeine. It can intensify symptoms like breast tenderness, anxiety, insomnia. Again, pay attention to how you feel after you consume caffeine. It might be worthwhile to maybe cut back between 6 to 8 hours before your bedtime. And then also, when it comes to high sugar drinks, this can lead to blood sugar swings and also weight gain. Now, consuming these types of beverages, yes, they can impact your blood sugar, they can impact your energy, and they can impact your sleep and also affect cravings, right? Because when our blood sugar is going up and down, those crashes, we're going to find a way to increase our energy and look for that pick-me-up, which perpetuates that sugar roller coaster. Now, the recommendation is 8 glasses of water. I always say, look at your pee. When you look in the toilet, if it's clear to pale yellow, you're on a good track there. Alcohol, 2 standard drinks per day. Caffeine, around 400 milligrams, which is around 4 to 5 cups of coffee. Again, listen to what your body. High sugar drinks also once in a while there. Last pivot. Eating slowly. How many times are we shoveling food down our mouth, maybe trying to feed kids or maybe head to hockey practice, whatever it might be? When you're in your 40s and 50s, you are busy, right? So finding a way to fit meals into your day and then also stopping and slowing down and enjoying the meal can feel like a huge feat, right? So being able to slow down can help with meal satisfaction. It can help food taste better, actually, decrease stress levels because you're present with your food, and improve digestion. Just because you're giving your body, your GI tract to communicate with your brain saying, you're full, or no, you're still hungry. Some things you can do: eat at the kitchen table, away from distractions, putting down your fork in between bites, pause to have a meaningful conversation, take a break halfway through your meal. Let's remember, your body knows best. Okay. These pivots don't require, very strict changes. They're about adding instead of subtracting. And this doesn't mean you should stop drinking or, eat only vegetables and protein. I'm encouraging you to listen to your body and see how they are responding to these choices, and use that as a tool or a strategy for you to incorporate more deliberate choices when it comes to your wellness, so that it's in line with your vision for yourself. All right, stop number 2, movement. I want to hear from you all. Do you engage in a regular movement routine? Type 1 in the chat if that's a no, type 2 in the chat if that's a yes. Either answer is welcome and both are okay. I just want to get a sense of where everyone's at. Okay, we got a mix of yeses and nos. Thank you so much for sharing. Now, one thing to keep in mind, we want to focus on 2 pivots to your movement routine. Okay, pivot number 1. Add strength training and high impact training. And, you know, those might sound very scary. Let me break it down, okay? Lifting weights, so it could be doing movements like squats, rows, lunges, push-ups. High impact training can be like jump squats, jumping jacks, jump rope, skater hops, right? Why are these important? What's the point? Two common age-related conditions we talked about: sarcopenia, which is muscle loss, and osteopenia, which is bone loss, right? Those two affect women when it comes to the menopause stage with the decrease in estrogen. Now, both can be mitigated and even improved through strength training. Osteopenia can progress to osteoporosis, which is a condition that can cause brittle bones that can fracture more easily. So a loss of muscle and bone density affects simple functions like walking, standing up and off the toilet, carrying something from one room to another, and also getting up after you fall. So having a progressive strength training program will keep you strong, moving well, decrease fracture risk, and also recovery time if, let's say, you do fracture a bone. In some cases too, this has happened with some of the clients I've worked with. They've been able to reverse osteopenia before it gets to osteoporosis, which is incredible, absolutely incredible. And then when it comes to recovery during exercise, you'll notice that you might be trying to increase the intensity because you're trying to, you know, feel better, maybe lose weight. And what happens with menopause, you actually might benefit more from dialing it back, right? Your body might need more rest and recovery. Another big thing, many of the clients I work with have had children, right? So it's common to experience incontinence, right? So maybe in the middle of the session, they'll have to go to the washroom. So that's why it's very important in a strength training program that you are including pelvic floor strengthening and re-education when it comes to the pelvic floor muscles. Now, when it comes to high impact training, we talked about it being beneficial. Now, we have to also remember, if you are osteoporotic, high impact training is actually a contraindication. So that's something that we won't engage with because we want to decrease the likelihood of an injury. So anything that incorporates an increased challenge with balance and coordination, we want to mitigate the fall risk. So we will do something lower impact, right? When it comes to the more traditional strength training exercises. What's recommended? 2 to 3 days a week for 30 minutes. And the way I program for my clients, I will incorporate, if it's suitable for them, a little bit of the high impact training in their strength training session. So they're really getting a well-rounded program. Movement pivot number 2, okay? Up the daily movement. So incorporating that low to moderate intensity movement, taking a walk in the neighborhood, riding your bike, swimming, going for a hike, dancing, indoor and outdoor chores. This increases your energy, your blood flow, improves heart health, longevity, lowers stress, improves mood so that you're more enjoyable to hang around, and enhances recovery between more intense exercise, right? So if you're active, let's say 4 times a week for 30, 45 minutes, but you sit most of the day, that can be considered still sedentary. So finding ways to incorporate movement throughout your day is going to be beneficial. So aiming for 30 minutes a day, again, of that general movement at an intensity where you can have a conversation with someone. Okay, and let's remember, strength training, yes, high impact training is great, general movement is great. Move in ways that you enjoy and that your body enjoys, okay? That's the number one thing, because that's how we will be able to adhere for long periods. Now, it would be silly if we didn't move our bodies in a webinar about movement, right? Okay, so whether you're sitting or standing, what I'm going to get you to do is I'm going to get you to reach forward with your fingertips towards the screen. Okay, and then you're going to open up, thumbs up, chest lifted, chin lifted, or just trying to increase the range of motion in our back, reach forward. Good. Inhale, open. Exhale, round. Last one. Inhale, open. And exhale, round. Let's drop our right ear to right shoulder and then swing your chin across. Left ear to left shoulder. Keep those shoulders relaxed, jaw relaxed. Swing to the other side. Notice any tension you're holding in your neck. Good. Okay, shake it up. Nice to have a little intermission there. We're going to head to the next stop, everyone. Lifestyle. Okay, 2 pivotal components. Quality sleep. Okay, what's the point of having good sleep? It improves your performance in your training. It improves your mood, your energy levels, pain response, right? When we're well slept, we're more resilient when it comes to pain. It can lessen menopause symptoms and support better nutritional decisions. When we don't sleep well, we crave sugar the next day, right? Now, what's the recommendation? 7 to 8 hours a night. Very different person to person. Some strategies you can use to improve your sleep. If you are managing hot flashes and night sweats, keep a clean set of pajamas, pillowcase, and sheets close by. Invest in a temperature-controlled sleep pad and moisture wicking sheets. You can do breathing exercises, journaling. Reevaluate your sleep routine, right? Adding non-screen activity 1 hour before bed, and understand your tendency towards screen time. A lot of the clients I work with are maybe on their phones or on TV as a distraction from the menopause symptoms that they're experiencing. So again, build awareness around that. Improve your sleep environment by using eye masks, blackout curtains, cooler temperature, and having a TV-free space. All right, managing stress, mental and emotional health. Let me see. Okay. It can improve your performance in, I already did this one. Hold on a sec. No, I didn't. Okay. Managing stress, mental and emotional health. It has very similar benefits. Another one I'm going to add, it can actually also help strengthen your relationships, which leads me to the next question. I want to know from you, what helps you manage your stress, mental, and emotional health? Please share it in the chat for ways that work for you. Any strategies? Walking the dog. Yes, we have another dog lover. Another dog lover. Oh my God, this is great. You came to the right webinar, folks. Talking to spouse. Yes, talking, releasing that. Yoga. Yes, getting in touch with your body. Going to body pump class. Yes, classic Good Life class. I used to do that one too. Awesome. Thanks for sharing. Doing chores, doing something repetitive, being productive. Amazing. So a lot of you mentioned that in the chat, breathing, your support network, being active, eating a well-balanced diet. One of the most important things, understand that you are human and you have a certain capacity. Many women I work with want to be superwoman, and it's can be tough to stretch ourselves too thin. Investing in talk therapy. So if you're really struggling, that can be something to seriously consider. And let's remember, when it comes to lifestyle, every bit counts. All right, last stop, mindset, the least talked about and the most important. Mindset is what we think, how we feel, and what we do as a result, our actions. So I'm actually going to jump to the next one. Some mindset challenges women might experience is comparison to other women, right? So this can look like, I feel like there's something wrong with me because my sister's menopause was a breeze. She didn't even gain a pound. Or the gym is too intimidating with all the younger and stronger women that go. I feel embarrassed to step foot. Negative self-talk. I feel like I've let myself go. My tummy is huge. Look at this arm flab. No shirt looks good on me. I've lost so much strength. It's embarrassing to ask for help for things that used to feel easy to me. A fixed mindset around their lives and bodies. So This is what comes with age. There's nothing I can do about it. You can't teach an old dog a new trick. I'm not willing to make changes. This one's my favorite. I hear this a lot. You wait until you're my age, Michelle. You'll see what I mean. So how do we master this? Notice. Again, I'm saying really mean things about my body. Naming it. I'm feeling sad and frustrated. Naming it can actually decrease our stress levels. Validate and normalize. It's okay to feel this way. Many women actually experience these emotions. Connect, okay? Connect to your values. How my body looks doesn't affect my ability to have energy to play with my kids or grandkids. And integrate. I'm going to put on clothes I feel comfortable with and go play with my kids or grandkids, right? And let's remember, if you can't change the way you look at things, if you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. We're talking about perspective here. So what if you had clarity on how to move your body safely and, figure out what a sustainable movement routine looks like for you? Maybe, to be pain-free, more strong and physically capable as a friend, as a partner, as a mama. Maybe embark on a new challenge you've been meaning to. And maybe just start living the life you've always wanted to, that you feel you've been held back with because of your health. I want to ask you, how would your life be different? And remember, you're in the driver's seat, and that means you choose your destination and you choose your route. Now, with that being said, I want to share a gift with you all. What I notice most when it comes to working with women is that they know what they want. They are sick and tired of dealing with the same issues, and where they really struggle is with having the knowledge, the tools, the skills, and the guidance, and also accurate information to put the pieces together in a way that works for them. Or maybe they're overwhelmed because there's so much information out there and they don't know where to start. And I know it can feel scary to commit to a longer term, let's say, program. So what I really want to introduce to you this 3-week trial, where we will develop a personalized plan, personalized roadmap to manage menopause symptoms so that you can feel more in control of your day-to-day and don't have to think twice about engaging in a social activity, so that you can feel confident in your body and show up as the parent, the mother, the grandparent that you've always wanted to be. And to also increase your energy so that you can bake until the cows come home and be active with the people you love. This road trip includes 3 30-minute virtual coaching sessions, email coaching in between, and a personalized movement program. So some other women have said about this trial, because I only offer it to people who attend webinars, this client was so ready to just immerse herself when it comes to improving their health. And she was able to understand how sleep, how diet was affecting her. This client was struggling with her body image, and she was able to really help shift the focus and use strength training as a way to help her feel empowered. This client was actually a holistic nutritionist. She was looking to potentially invest in herself and also refer clients. What she was so great at just taking the time to, in between emails, email coaching, to dig in deep and ask herself the tough questions. And she said something a lot of the clients I work with say is they benefit most from the holistic approach that I offer. So this road trip is for you if you are looking for guidance and accountability. If you're interested in hiring a coach and you are shopping around to see who can be the ideal one for you. And if you are ready for real sustainable change. Now, all I ask for is $100 refundable deposit to get us started. Now, refundable, that means it's free, right? And why is this free? I know how scary it can feel to invest in your health and to commit to something long-term, such as the 4-month program that I offer, especially if this is the first time we're interacting. I really want you to see how it works, get a feel of what it can be like for us to work together before perhaps making an investment in a program. Also, I don't take on every client that I connect with. And the reason for that is it's really important for me to ensure you are an optimal fit for the program and for you to feel that I'm an optimal fit for you, which is why this trial exists. I also want you to see, just like those other, testimonials, how we can move the needle with your wellness just in 3 weeks. If you're having fun on our road trip, you can enroll in the 4-month program, and then the 113 can be deducted off your investment. And you will already have incredible momentum. After the 3 weeks, if you're not having fun, perhaps you have some car sickness on our road trip, no worries. You will receive a refund, and know that I am grateful that you gave it a shot. So I will include a link in the chat below for you to book your first call if this is something you are serious about. And with that, I hope to have you on this journey. You have nothing to lose and everything to gain with this road trip. I hope you jump in, and heck, I'll let you choose the music with a special request of Whitney Houston and Bryan Adams. Now with that, I know we're at time. I would like to open the floor to some questions, and then we will wrap up. So if you feel comfortable, you can mute yourself or unmute yourself, ask your question, or also type it in the chat.